Hey guys, my name is Naija and welcome back to my channel, Caffeinated Nooks. Today, as you guys can see by the title, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my summer TBR because why not? I never really share my TBR. I don't think I've shared. I think I've done one video, but I kind of want to share my summer TBR because I'm excited for the summer and what I'm going to be reading, because summertime is the time where I read the most usually, and that is because I deal with such bad summertime depression. I know a lot of y'all be out here thriving, living y'all best lives, and I be out here living my best life and I be trying to be as happy as possible, but I really do have really bad summertime depression and it hits me out of nowhere and I just be crying, I be sad, and so reading really does make me feel so much better. Summertime and me reading are like best friends, so I wanted to give you guys a look into my summertime TBR. Technically summer starts on June 21st, but however, I'm a New Yorker, so for me the summer starts as soon as it starts hitting like 70 degrees. 80 degrees, so it's been summer in my mind. So I have quite a few books. Now I do also want to do a disclaimer. Just because I'm showing you guys my summertime TBR does not mean that this is gonna be like my set in stone TBR. Obviously I'm gonna have other books that I get. I'm gonna have other books that I just am in the mood for reading, but we're doing it. So let's get straight into it. This book, and it is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I've heard a lot about this book and I've seen a lot about the movie. It's a movie, right? Yeah, it's a movie. I just kind of want to read it and see what it's about. I started and I stopped because then I decided that I wanted to read These Violent Delights by Gong. So I started it, but then I switched to this, but I will be back on this because it seems pretty interesting thus far. It's just that I had already read a romance book and I cannot read too many romance books back to back or else my mind will be messed up. Romance books for me are like palate cleansers. Like I'll read a heavy content fantasy book and I'm like, okay, now it's time to read a romance book. The next book is Deal with the Elf King by Elise. Kova. The reason I got this book is because I saw it on Amazon and this was the cover, and y'all know me in covers. Next book that I really am looking forward to reading is the Shatter series, and I only have book 1 and book 3 because I thought book 3 was book 1. There's so many books in that series, and I bought book 3 and now I have book 1 because I went back and got book 1, so I don't have book 2. So this is gonna probably be towards the end of the summer so that I can get some books read and then go and buy a bunch of books and then get the books for this. But I do want to read it. This is by Tahereh, Mafi. I do want to do a disclaimer. This summer is all about like romance for me, kind of. I want to get more into romance. Like right now, like I said, is a palate cleanser, but I want to be able to read more romance. So I do have quite a few romance books in my pile. The next book is Love and Gelato by Jenna Welch, and in my recent haul you guys probably heard about the summary. I'll link it up here, but basically this girl, her mom passed away and her mom's final wish is like, oh, I want you to meet your father, and so she goes to Italy and they have this whole thing where she's discovering life, and that's fun for her, I guess. The next book I want to read is You've Reached Sam. This is another TikTok book that I've heard a lot about. This is by Dustin Thao and I've been wanting to buy it. It's been in my cart since it came out and I just didn't get it because I was like, actually I don't like sad books. I don't like sad books. Like I cry when books aren't even sad. I'll cry at the end of each book. So that's enough crying for me. I really don't need to be in bed ugly crying because I just feel like that is so terrible for me. But we're here and I'm going to read it because I cannot be missing out on life. Y'all be telling me this is a good book, so I'm hoping that it's a good book because some of y'all be lying. Some of y'all be telling me books are good and it's just not good, like Daisy Jones and the Six. Next book that I want to read is such a mess. My nephew came over, he was digging in my book so you could see like all his sticky fingers and like whatever. I have to like wipe it down. I should have probably did that before I bought it here, but that's besides the point. Babel by R.F. Kuang. I'm just ready to read it. Oh, it has like maps. It has maps. Okay, you guys know I love me a good map, and it has a map. It has a map. It has a map. I really do want to read is The Inheritance Games. Heard a lot about this book and I've seen a lot of y'all edits on TikTok and I cannot resist the urge to read it. I know there are 2 books. I think the other one's like the Hawthorne something or the Hawthorne Legacy. I don't know, but basically there are 2 books, maybe 3. I don't know, but I just know about the second book, and I'm ready to read this and figure out what these edits are about, because they're looking real nice, real cute. I want to be a part of the club. Look at his sticky fingers. Look at his sticky fingers. My nephew is going to drive me crazy. Okay, this is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I've heard about her on many different occasions from many different booktubers and many different book talks. But I've had this book for over a year. I need to wipe this book down. This and Babel. They were right next to each other. That's probably why. And they're like on the bottom of the book cart, so he was all up in it. It's all up in it. I'm surprised he didn't rip none of my pages or nothing. His little bad self. Me and him would have to fight. I'm sorry about it. Me and him would have had to square up if he would have ripped my books. I love him to bits. A map, guys. The next book is a book that I've been waiting to read but just haven't got to read. Look, another book that was right next to those books. Got little sticky fingers too. But this is Victoria Aveyard'S Red Queen. I love her. That's so hard for me to say, right? Like, I love her, yet I've never read a book of hers. I follow her on social media. I follow her on BookTube and I follow her on Instagram. And she's just such a breath of fresh air. So I was like, oh my god, I love her. So I bought the book a year ago and I still haven't read it, because you know, like, sometimes you buy books, you're like, I'm gonna definitely read this book, and then like you get other shiny new books. I'm gonna read it, I promise you. The Lost Dreamer by Lizz Huerta. I got this book like when I right before I did my first ever video on this channel, so it's been a while, and I just had it on my cart. The book cover is so gorgeous, and it's not that I don't want to read it, it's just that like every time I come up with a new and pretty shiny book. And the thing about it also is, another reason why I haven't read this yet is, you'll see that reasons that I don't read books that are like standalones is because I enjoy series. Like, series are my thing. So if it's a standalone, there's more oftentimes than not that it's gonna take me longer to read it, because I get attached to characters, and I would rather it be like a series than a standalone, because if it's one book, then I don't get to live with those characters very long, and it bothers me. So a lot of my standalone books, you'll see, unless you're like a romance book, it is left on my shelves, okay? And not because I don't want to read it, but just because I have so many series that I just go to a series automatically, and it's just what life is about. It's Pet by Akwaeka Emezi. I don't know if I pronounced this person's name right, but it is by a black author, the black character. You guys know how much I love black authors and black characters, so I don't know why I haven't read this. This has actually been on my TBR for many months, for almost a year, and I still haven't read it. And it's such a small little book. It's not very large, it's not very big. I'm pretty sure the text is actually pretty big as well. It's kind of a decent size, so I could probably get through this in like just a few hours. So I'm gonna put this on my TBR, because I'm gonna actually do it in the 24-hour vlog, because why not? I have this lovely book, which is definitely a romance book, and it has a black woman and probably a white man, but that's fine because it's a black woman, and we love a black woman from infinity to infinity. And this is The Wedding Date. Basically, I remember reading the cover, the synopsis of it, but basically she's on an elevator, this guy goes on an elevator, he needs a date, she's invited. It's a cute little moment. I'm looking forward to reading it. And yeah. Oh, last thing I'm really wanting to put on my TBR, and I'm really excited to read, is the Percy Jackson series. I only got the first part. I'm pretty sure there's like a bunch of other books, like 13 books, but I only have 1 through 5. Okay, so we're gonna take our time and we're gonna get through this. This is definitely on my summer TBR, and this is Percy Jackson and the Olympians by Riordan. So those are my books that I want to read this summer. It's not like some of y'all be having 30 books plus. I don't have 30 books plus. I have a decent amount of books that I would like to read this summer, and probably more. And I'll let you guys know if I read all of them, and if I didn't read all of them, what books I read in their place. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. If you guys liked it, please let me know. Also, let me know if you've read any of these books, if you're looking forward to reading any of these books. What is on your summer TBR? Let me know. And yeah, if you guys like this, please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click the little notification bell so you get notifications of when I upload, and you get to see more of me and more of my content and more of my videos. I promise I will be more consistent. I keep saying that, but last time my camera broke, especially like the minute I was like, I'm gonna be more consistent, my camera stopped working. I upload that video with a broken camera, so we love that. Also, if you want to, my social media is down in the description box below, so you can follow me on my social media. I upload there very frequently. Book Talk, I'm gonna be a little bit more consistent, but I'm always uploading on Instagram, and we love that. So I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.